live. We're trying this the way it's supposed to work. Maybe some of you are here. Maybe we're waiting for some of you to join. We're going to go through our final haul, and then we're going to sit and talk about what we thought about our experience at Gen Con, how everything went. But to start everything off, the Men of the Cave are home, safe and sound. We've already started unpacking. Everything is good. More stuff than our table will hold. So we're going to talk a little bit about a brief overview, and then we'll do some specific stuff once we sit down. So over here, starting on the floor, we have the HeroScape stuff that I picked up. And this is stuff we already had, but I wanted doubles of the commons, and the dice are cool. So we got an extra set of dice. Right up from there, we have the last two Epic Encounter boxes that we needed. Steamforge Games had an incredible deal going on that if you bought two, you got a third for free. So I picked up another Corrupted Cullis because that's one of the coolest sculpts I've ever seen. Also on the floor, we have the bags that we collected. We have a vampire bag, a HeroScape bag. Over here is the Axis and Diplomacy side. Those are the three different faces that you could get from the Renegade bag. Here's the main bag. On the back side of this, names because they had their 10-year anniversary this year. We bought Code Games last year, so we didn't get anything from Code Names, but we did buy some other stuff from Renegade. Like I said, we got the HeroScape stuff. And Renegade, I had ordered a game that I was supposed to pick up there. It wasn't there. It's on the way. So when we do unboxings, that will be in the grouping of stuff, even though it isn't something that's on the table right now. But it was supposed to be Gen Con buy, so that's going to be there. Much like those of you, I mean, if you take a peek through this stuff, you're going to see some things that were not in our previous videos for the haul days. For instance, Inside Job here from Cosmos. Inside Job is a game that we were able to play while we were there. We won, but it was sold. So they told us, oh, you can order it online. So we ordered it online, and since we were staying at my brother's house, we used his Amazon Prime, got it in one day. So that was really cool. Also on the table next to this, we have the stuff that we picked up from White Wizard Games, which was I redid my Star Realms because I have some here and there, but I didn't have a full set. This is a 4-player set. Some of these are the booster packs and the promos, and then this was the promo for this year, for the 10-year anniversary thing. So I got that. Then behind that, we have the Adventure Zone. The Adventure Zone. It's a board game called Bureau of Balance. It's a collaborative storytelling board game by Keith Bacher and John Ellis, and Jen Ellis. Sorry, Jen. And we met her and we talked to her. And this is everything for the game so far. They have this one little expansion that fits in the box, which is perfect. She's a gamer like us. And then this comes with a 20-sided die. And the reason why I picked it up, it's a 20-sided die that is 1 through 6, 3 times. And then it's got a special symbol for critical fail and critical success. So I was like, that's really cool. I got to buy this to support that idea. And when I did, I also got a pack of more dice. So see, there's that symbol. That's the critical success symbol. And there's a different color die for each character now. So that's what I picked up for there. To the left of that, we've got the stuff that we picked up from Cryptozoic, which is one of our big goals this year. I was able to get to go expand. So watched our unboxing, noticed I didn't have for this year's stuff. We picked up the new Rivals set that was inspired by the new Superman movie, which, again, thank you, James Gunn. It was awesome. I hope you all agree. Then we have the convention promo pack. We have the promo card that we got for playing the Arkham Asylum tournament, which we did not do well in, but we did get the promo pack, and that was fine. I'm going to let Gabriel talk about some of this stuff. I'll be right back.
I'm going to set this down right here. Okay, so I'm here now to talk about some of the stuff that I have. So I got a few things that you guys would have seen throughout our haul videos. There we go. Most of those being books. I got quite a few books. So, I got this book right here. This is the hardcover book, The Bitterwood, the Illustrated Saga. by Jay Maxey. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce his last name, but it's a beautiful cover design, and it sounds like a really interesting book. And there's illustrations and stuff throughout, which I think is very cool. And he was so kind as to sign the book. So I won't be showing them all, but all of the books that I got were signed by the authors, which was super cool. So I got that. I got this book, the Victoria Marmot collection by Virginia McLean, and so this is I believe a 5-book series, and it's all in an omnibus book, as you can see, like the other one. Which again, this book is also signed. I got this book by Richard Fierce, the Dragons of Isental, the complete series, which the series bundle, which I believe this is the trilogy of books, the Throne of Deceit, Ruin Marked, and Empire of Serpents, and this is again an omnibus, and again, like the other previous books, it was signed by the author. So I got 3 other omnibuses. I got this Tech Ghost complete trilogy by Ben Wolf, which once again is signed. So it's like sci-fi thing, the Ghost Mine, the Ghost Pact, Plague. These all really, I thought every book I saw I thought was amazing and I needed to buy. So I will be buying probably a lot more of them in the future. I got this trilogy also by Ben Wolf, The Call of Ancient Light, not magic. So this trilogy is The Call of Ancient Light, The Way of Ancient Power, and The Rise of Ancient Fury, which all those titles themselves sound awesome. And there are a table of contents, which is very nice. Table of contents that has each book separated, and also there's a couple maps, which is very cool. And this last book I got, also by Ben Wolf, was the first trilogy, so the first arc of the story, plus the prequel that sets up the characters of the stories. So currently this is all that's been written so far, but he did say he was working on writing another arc for these characters. And so this has the Blood Mercenaries' Origins, the Crimson Flame, Path of Shadows, and Frostbane. And like all the other books I've mentioned so far, is signed and has a map, which is very cool. This one has a map. That is all of the books that I got. Someone else has returned.
Oh, hello. So yeah, my wife showed imminent patience, allowing us to go. So there's little bits of honey up, so that everything is fine and hunky dory again. Man cave needs to be updated or upkept every now and then. So, so I wanted to mention a couple of things. One, my son Gabriel here, little spender, he made us these wonderful business cards that we handed out at the con. And because we were handing stuff out at the con, certain people took note and did things for us that I want to mention. Looney Labs, they had a booth there. They gave us Cat Flux to review on the channel. So we will be doing that on an upcoming show. I want to show you the box here. So the story is really cool. I went out knowing about any of this stuff, and I had been told by my brother, who we stayed with, that Flux is an incredible game, and that I would probably like it, and I should get into it. So I went over and I said, look, I told him, I said, I have a very unique problem. And unbeknownst to me, the woman I was talking to was the head of the company. And so I said, I have a very unique problem. She said, what's the matter? I said, I have so many choices, I don't know which Flux to buy. And I said, every time I go into a game store, there's like 15 on the shelf. I said, each one is different, yet the gameplay is the same, and I'm so flustered. And I didn't know if they mixed. So she said, well, come over here. Because I gave her my card. I told her that we have a channel. We're still fledgling. We only have 100 of you subscribers, which again do. Please like the videos that you enjoy. Let us know what kind of stuff you want. We are willing to work to get this channel going. But anyway, she gave me a copy of Cat Flux. And Cat Flux, like I said, will be one of the videos that we do on our channel to promote it. And she asked me to let you guys know about the new product lineup for 2025. In March, the Word Flux premiered, followed by Mystery Flux that came out in May. And this Cat Flux game is not scheduled to release until September 8th. So this will be one of the first videos that we do post this one so that people can see what's in here, and we'll talk a little bit about how the game plays. We might even be able to do a live playthrough of this on the channel if I can get some extra, because it's fun too. Okay, so that's our Looney Labs update. Oh, and then she said, even though I'm getting one for free, I hope you still support our company and get one. And I did. I bought Monster Flux. That was my final choice. I've been way into the traditional monsters lately. I thought this was really cool. She actually showed me a notebook that had every Flux card in it and how it all worked. So I was like, that's really neat. And they had a promo this year, which is a secret card. It's the Gen Con 2026 Booth 100 promo. It says, I'm infected. And you have a secret zombie bite. I was bitten by a zombie. Avoid revealing this card. So if you're playing the game and you have this card in your hand, you have to end the game with this card. It says, if the game is over, congratulations, you stayed alive long enough to get the newly discovered cure for the zombie bite. You don't win, but it's a little personal challenge for yourself. However, if you reveal this card, you lose. You get eliminated from the game as soon as this card hits the table. So I was like, that's really cool. I like the idea of a personal challenge within a game that's already pretty challenging. And that's not the only story that I have from Gen Con and the cool thing that happened with our history. For instance, I went to see Zero Strategy Games booth. Okay, Zero Strategy Games. These guys did a game I bought last year. This game called Cutthroat Cove, and it's a little card game. It's very fun, really cool. It's for 2 to 4. Only like a 10-minute game, just 10 of my kids like pirates. So I was like, that's cool. Well, this year they upgraded that game, and now this has a bigger box. I mean, it's still small and portable. It's got a little gold coin in it. This turns into a treasure chest. This has a magnetic lock on it. I was like, this is really cool. And it's called Cutthroat Cove, and the sub name is Pieces of 8. I told them that I was there to thank them for doing Shuffle Dungeons, which we kickstarted, and they had some copies there, but the copies that are coming to all of the backers are on a boat, which we heard a lot. They're on a boat, and that's a big thing. Everybody's got stuff on boats. Everybody had stuff that was, I mean, almost everybody had stuff that was missing or hadn't made the trip. So these guys said, well, technically you already bought this game, so we're going to give you a copy for you to review on your channel, and thanks for supporting the company. So that's where this one came from, which I thought was a very cool thing of them to do. Then when we were at the Smirk and Dagger booth, this is really cool. I'm gonna grab this whole table and bring it over here. So I went to the Smirk and Dagger booth to talk to Kurt, the guy who runs the company. And I was asking about Cutthroat Caverns because I love that game. I think you see that mechanic in a lot of things. It's cooperative until you're starting to fight each other, and then there's last man standing. And I still think that he was probably one of the ones that did it best. I love that idea. And so I was telling him that and asking him about Cutthroat Caverns and if there's a future. And he said that none of their games are dead. It's just right now he's got to make sure that he can keep the company forward. Stuff that's selling really good is on the shelves. The last expansion for Cutthroat Caverns apparently did not sell real well because he thought people were getting sick of it. In the Kickstarter for the last bit of that game that we did, which was the Anniversary Edition, he had said that instead of redoing each set in an Anniversary Edition, he might just do one big starter set and start over with all the pieces of the sets that he thought that him and the voters, which would be the fans, thought were the best. But that hasn't kicked off yet. However, while we were there, he showed us their new project. Their new project is party games that are called This Game is Killer. Very first one that they did was a yellow box. I think this MSRP is for about $15. I think we found a deal online for like $12.95 or something. It's a party game. It's good for 3 to 10 players. Oh, somebody's saying something. I can't read it.
That's a notification.
Oh, that was somebody's watching. Hi, welcome. Hope you're enjoying. The set, and so this one is based. These are games that are kind of based off movies, which is the horror genre that he enjoys. So this one, this game is a killer. The yellow box is about an alien attacking a spaceship, and so you are one of the characters who's trying to hide and be the last person left alive, or trying to kill the alien before you all get killed. It's a very quick game. Takes about 10 to 15. So it's good for 14 plus because you are trying to kill each other eventually. This one is based on Alien, and there was already a mini expansion to this game called the Xeno Hunter. And as you can see, it's another card. And it's got a quick reference to the game, and it talks about how the Xeno Hunter is just moving his way through the ship, room by room. And if he doesn't land on the space with the alien and kill the alien, if he gets all the way to the end of the ship, he just blows up the ship and you all lose. And so this is the piece for that. Again, I think it's fairly easy to see which movies inspired this game and this expansion. We won't say anything. Then he did this one, the Blue Box. Blue Box, 4 to 10 players. And again, about 14 up. It takes 10 to 15 minutes depending on the number of players. And this one is based on an ice theme. You are at a research center and someone in your group is infected. The cool thing is that changes every turn, so you never know who's infected and who is not. So your object is to try to avoid rooms with other people, or make it so that if other people walk in the room, they die and you don't. And hopefully if they do die, it was the one who was the killer.
And we got to play that with one of the...
Yes, one of the guys from the company was helping us. He showed us how that one worked. And we found that to be totally amazing. And so we told Kurt, it was like, this is really cool. Kurt, and again, thank you to, he gave us these 3 elements for us to practice and try out. So far, we've got to play the yellow one at my brother's house last night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe last night.
And
times.
we had 3 people. We played it about 5 times.
Yeah.
And again, it's that quick. And it was fun, but we feel like these might be geared toward those higher numbers. So the next time we have a game night, I'll try it out with a group of people, and we'll let you know how it goes. Or maybe I'll even try to do a wave filming of the man cave, and we'll see if our group agrees to be on camera. So that was really cool. I want to backtrack just a little bit and talk about day 1, best memory of Gen Con. We were walking into a convention center that houses we're in the building for less than 5 minutes, and we hear, "Hey, big spender!" And we were shocked. Somebody recognized us. So I want to do a shout out to Rob Champs, the guy who recognized us at Gen Con. I mean, that was so cool. That moment that put me on cloud 9, carried me right through the entire convention. I mean, we stayed in Ohio during this thing, so we spent 2 hours every day driving back and forth. And so we had spent, I forgot to add everything up. We were at almost 2,000 miles.
We were over 2,000 miles.
A little over 2,000 miles for this trip. And it was so, that feeling of, wow, this is really cool. Our little tiny hobby in our basement channel thing is starting to really grow up, and people recognize us. That was really, really cool. When he ran into us, he gave us one of these things too. Collect them all. These are little balls from this Bandai thing from Godzilla. So you know what? While we're here, Rob, I'm going to open up this thing you gave me so we can finally figure out what it is. I wanted to wait until we were live on the channel. Oh, look at that. It's wrapped again.
Need help with that or no?
That would be great.
Okay.
While you're doing that, I'm going to talk some more about some of the other people we ran into. I got to meet Kurgan. I mean, if you guys notice, I'm wearing the Hero Fans t-shirt that Kurgan made me. He also gave me this one. I'm going to open this and show you guys what he gave me. So it's another, this is the one with the big orc. Isn't that cool? Hero Quest with the orc. Kurgan is a great guy. I love his channel. I watch it a lot. Once I can figure out how Twitch works, I'm hoping to be able to participate in some of his live plays and maybe even be able to do some of the talks that he and Strange Boss do. But the coolest, even besides the shirt, he gave me a couple of Hero Quest cards, which are somewhere on the table right now. And this, the infamous boot token. Now that there is a First Light, the boot token is not as sought after, I guess, but I tried to get one last year. I think this is really cool. He helps to unite the fandom. And, I mean, if you look at his channel, he had a bunch of guys that he got to meet. I was sorry I didn't get to meet Seek. And I know that Ash was there from Ash Quest, but he was only there on Thursday. I spent large parts of my Thursday trying to run into Ash and never got to, so I kind of regret that. Hopefully next year I'll get to see him.
Okay, I got it. You ready?
Yeah, let's see what this is.
Okay.
more
wrapping.
Ooh, it looks like a mini.
It is a mini. Oh, it's Baby Godzilla.
That's cool.
Look.
That's really cool.
Or Godzilla's kid or whatever.
Okay, it only stands on. Oh, there's probably directions. I think they fell on the floor. But I don't think we need them. It looks fairly self-explanatory.
Yeah, so these kind of sit
on the sides
in
there.
Here. Yeah, okay, that's very, very cool.
Oh, that's neat. Gashapon. New Gashapon, new life.
What?
So I guess this is a brand of things, kind of like it looks like sort of like a Kinder Egg toy but bigger.
Yeah.
So yes, thank you again, Rob. You made my Gen Con. It was so cool to be recognized.
Got him. That's awesome.
So,
Very cool.
There he is. And I'm gonna stand him up right here. That's pretty cool.
That is very cool.
All right, so Buddy Pal Games is another place that I stopped at, and it was really interesting. I met the designer. Well, first of all, I was walking by the booth, and I said, wow, look at this. Vibrant colors. This looks really cool. I need to see what it is. And I couldn't read it from back where I first saw it. This is called Jungle Run. So I was walking by and said, oh, can I help you? And I said, yes. That game on the shelf there, the colors are so vibrant, it's pulling me in, and I need to know about this. So he said, well, I'm the designer. I was like, no way. He's like, yep. His name was Keith. And Keith showed me how to play this. And it was fun. He beat, not by a lot. I didn't embarrass myself or anything. And it was really, really a lot of fun. His name is Keith Smith. He showed me how the game worked. I liked it so much I bought it. And then he agreed to sign the box cover for me. So that's his signature. And then because I was telling him the story about how long it took us to get down there and we do this for our channel. And he said, really? Well, let me give you a second game. So he gave me this game that he also designed called Power Advance. And the interesting thing, this is a deck builder that has a single player mode. I mean, if you see right on here, it says 1 to 4 players. I had never played a deck builder that had a single player mode built in before. Cryptozoic added it with the crisis modes, but this game comes with, and this box for me too. So shout out to Buddy Pal Games. I want to thank you guys very much. They've got some cool stuff on their books. There's a ghost game of theirs that I think I'm going to try to get that looks really cool. After that, I went to a place called I went to Tarragon Gaming. We showed you the bucket before, but I want to show you a little something else. These guys were really cool.
He's gone again.
No, I'm just grabbing something from over here on this side of the table. I want to show people how, because we didn't show them how it worked last time. So they sell terrain tiles. I don't think they call them.
Look at that.
I don't think they call them. Oh, that's theirs too. That's their business card. Is a fidget spinner thing that I got a couple for the kids, and Gabriel really likes it.
And then there's that on that side.
But what these are magnetized tiles. Look familiar? Fairly standard hex tile, but I'm going to show you. Oh, I think I can't show. Oh, I'll show you like this. They are magnetized, so they stick together easier.
That is very cool.
So when I was over there, they sell these buckets, and I said, well, how many pieces fit in a bucket? And they said, well, about 70. So I counted up all the lava they had, because, well, red. Lava is a hard commodity to come by. If you remember, old Hero Escape was really expensive. Only sold at Toys R Us. So, I mean, possible to find. So I was like, I'm going to grab more lava tiles because I really like lava. So I bought all the lava tiles. And then I filled the rest of my bucket with all of the sparkly water tiles I could find. Because once again, sparkly water was very rare in the old Hero Escape
Oh, that
days.
comes off too.
Neat. That's very cool.
This thing is very cool. This little like egg thing.
You're impressed.
I am listening to what you're saying, but I'm
Glad.
also playing with this.
All right. So that's what we got from Tarragon Gaming. And I just wanted to say those guys are really cool. They said fill up a bucket. I filled up the bucket and I had a couple pieces didn't fit. So they said, quick, scrape those off the top. I scraped them off the top. He said, John, just toss them in your bag. So I tossed them in the bag and then he taped down the lid. So it's like, okay, now it doesn't fall out. You're good. And that was really cool. Those guys were really great to us. So Keith, oh, I'm going to murder his last name, Macheka.
Lots of Keith.
Yeah. He runs Thunderworks Gaming. Thunderworks Gaming had a new game at the con this year called Flip Tunes. So I was talking to Keith about our channel. He introduced me to his public relations person, whose name I am drawing a blank on, but I have her card somewhere. And she gave me one of these because this is it's a deck building game that's kind of designed. I got to play it as well, and it doesn't play to the low end. You know, I mean, it's an interesting game, but the design and everything, look at this to draw in kids. So I've got an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old. So one day on our channel, we're going to break this open. We're going to try it out with them. And we're going to see what they think. And Thunderworks Game gave us this to do that. So again, thank you very much. For those of you who were at the con who were lucky enough to get the expansion that comes with that, it changes the game a little bit. If you don't like what the layout is, apparently there's this button that you push and it blows up the thing and you have to reset everything. I was not able to get the expansion. I didn't even know about the expansion until after it was already pretty much done. Columbia Games. I want to talk about them. So I went over to Columbia Games because in the coupon book, this was the Gen Con coupon book that I used, which is why it looks like this. One of the coupons was for Columbia Games. And it was you get a free laminated free laminate poster, or like a free video game copy of a free video game copy of one of their board games. So I go over and I'm trying to figure out what Columbia Games is, and I talked to the guy. I talked to 3 different people over there. I talked to them for a really long time. They showed me how everything worked. Most of the rules are on their tiles. And this was not one of the game that was free. I learned about the free game. They were out of the mats. So I talked to them for quite a bit. They showed me 5 or 6 different games. Gabriel right now is really into this musical called Epic, which we listen to in the car a lot. War games. And they had Sparta versus... No. They had the Roman...
Empire?
It was a Roman Empire game where there's a revolution, or they're trying to overthrow the Caesar. So it's Caesar versus somebody else, and I was like, oh, that's really interesting. Have you guys thought about doing anything with ancient Greece? Because my kid's way into the whole Troy thing, and then you've also got Sparta and Athens. There's a lot of cool stuff, and they said that they were thinking about it. And we got to talking, and I told them in my regular job, I'm a bit of an educator. And so they said, oh, well, we have an educator's discount, and we sell and we do special educator books for this game. And then they brought me over and they showed me this called last about the railroads that connected Sacramento, California to, what does that say? Louisiana, St. Louis. That's what it is. It's St. Louis, right?
Yeah.
So it's Sacramento to St. Louis, and they did this.
Omaha.
Yeah, they did this whole thing with train tracks. It sort of reminded me of Ticket to Ride, but it's not Ticket to Ride. I'm sure it's older than Ticket to Ride, I think. And these guys have all these awards, and I was like, this sounds really, really cool. So I talked to their public relations person, who gave me the high school and middle school lesson plan for this game, and then told me that they give 30% off to educators. So I made her a deal. I said, look, on the last day, because this was the last day when I talked to them, I said, if I still have some money when I come back, you'll be getting kicked out. And unfortunately, there was like 5 or 6 places that I wanted to stop before we were getting kicked out, but they were sort of telling everybody to get out of the convention center. But I was able to pick this up. So I will definitely try this on the channel. And it could be that I'm going to be substituting a lot more, depending on how my job falls through on in October. What happens with that? So I might actually get to use that in a school. So that's going to be kind of cool. I wanted to give them a shout out for that discount there. Let's see. I also did I mention talking to Sir HeroScape? I don't think I did.
I knew you not.
Our first event at Gen Con was to play in the story, which I do not have yet, of the story setup for Raylan. That's what the story is called, but it's
I think it was Lovotech's Revenge or something more.
it could be. So
Fall of
Raylan,
Utgar.
for those of you who know, Raylan has had 3 versions by the time Age of Annihilation has come out, and she's in the base box with her new. She's riding a dragon.
Dragon thing, yeah.
Yeah, she's riding a flying saber-toothed cat.
Oh.
But anyway, it's really, really cool. So we get there, and they have this awesome setup with like Utgar's castle. And we've been playing the online scenarios that have been building up to this anyway. And in this one, you have the heroes from the old Swarm of the Morrow have all reunited. And so we have Raylan,
We got Drake, we got
Solus,
Shield,
and the new
Q,
Q10 who used to be Q10 but died and was, revived. And then Lovotech shows up with Raylan. And this group decides to invade Utgar's castle and try to take him out. Somebody's talking to us.
That's a technical.
And somebody's trying to take out Utgar. And so we played through, and the first time, Utgar was able to defeat the heroes. And so we got to read what happens when that happens, and it was awesome. And then, because we did that so quick, we had enough time in the event, we were able to reset and do it again. And this time, we played with a little bit more different strategy, and the heroes won. So we got to see what happens when the heroes win. Both of them are awesome. They haven't is going to be the canon that they're going to move forward with.
I think it's kind of obvious though, which would be more canon.
I'm fairly certain that it's going to be Utgar's fall, because I don't think they want to kill off somebody that they've made 4 versions of.
They're gonna kill Raylan immediately.
Right, that'd be pretty tough. But the idea is Revna, one of the new generals, will probably Lovotech
Lovotech will take
will
over.
probably
Utgar.
take over being the Utgar general. We're not sure how it's all going to fall out, but the scenario was awesome. And again, they had ordered scenarios for all of us to take who played in this, but we couldn't because they weren't there. So luckily, this is something that is downloadable from online. And when I go back to work next week, I'll make sure I get us a copy.
And this is the new Raylan mini as well. Revenge. I believe is what she's called.
Yeah, I think it might be Retribution.
I don't know. It should say.
Raylan, the Kyrie.
It just says
it
Raylan.
just says Raylan, Kyrie Warrior on that box.
It will say inside, so I'll open mine really quick and read what the card says.
But I mean, HeroScape is one of the things that has brought me to Gen Con each time I go. I've been a big fan of HeroScape since it first started. And
It only says Raylan the Kyrie Warrior on the
what's
card.
on the back? Does it change the
Don't
title?
know, it just know.
Okay.
Okay.
So, and then we got to see the new stuff. We even read. We had video of Gabriel reading both endings. When we figure out if we can link that to the channel, we will. I'm really. Gabriel forgot we did it.
I did. I just remembered you did. I forgot about that.
But I'm pretty sure we took pictures of the castle, and I have video of him reading it. So we'll try to link those into a HeroScape video that we do in the future. Next, I want to give a shout out to Everything Epic. Everything Epic is a company that who I've been following for quite a while. I have Secrets of the Lost Tomb in there, several of them. The original set, 2 of the boosters. I've got some of the promo cards from before. I've never been able to build the whole thing. Well, they were one of the first Kickstarters that we did with a Civil War game, a shooter game that we bought, which was really, really cool. I mean, everything that Everything Epic does is, of course, epic. So when they redid Secrets of the Lost Tomb on Kickstarter about, I don't know, a year at this point, and we're for it to develop. So we stopped to talk to them about that. We had a long conversation. We showed him the card. I gave him a copy. We were talking about having a channel. We were talking about how we're looking forward to this thing. I was asking him questions about what some of the old stuff we can use for the new stuff is going to be. And while we were there, he said he had 2 copies of this monster box, which is about, I don't know, 48 pounds. and it's called Secrets of the Lost Station, which was the sort of space sequel that they did to Secrets of the Lost Tomb years ago.
You can't.
So
This box.
he said, hey, you know what? We've had 2 of these in the warehouse forever. We're trying to get rid of them. How about I give it to you for $50? I jumped at the chance. So that's going to be an unboxing that could take a very long time. Could take years to play. There's like 100. There's tons of story.
So there's 96 scenarios in the scenario book.
Yeah, it's
And
amazingly
it's
huge.
206 pages long.
Yeah, so that's going to take us quite a while. While we were there, we picked up again the promo cards for Secrets of the Lost Tomb for when that comes out. I got these last year, but I wasn't going to say no to really cool cards again. So I said, yep, sure, I will definitely take those. I was happy to get them. Catalyst Board Games was another place that we were able to go. I talked with Mike Ritchie. I talked to one of the volunteers, and he introduced me to Mike Ritchie. Mike Ritchie is the creative director of Catalyst Games, and he gave me a copy of their new game, Guardians of the Four Winds. This is a game that I believe he even designed. Where does it say who designed? World design is Stephen Warren. Game design is Mike Ritchie, yes. So Mike Ritchie signed this for me. And I was like, that's awesome. He opened it up, he signed it for me. And then this is a Quincy's Tavern game, which is a world that they're designing to have many different games in, and this is the first of those. So the guy who is Quincy, he wrote the poems, he's helping to build the world out. He signed my box too. So I have Quincy, Mike, and I got to play this game with my brother the other day as a 2-player game. This was a lot of fun. I really liked it. It's got Tetris elements. You got to build shapes and stuff. So the components are beautiful. It is a very easy. It's not intuitive for some people. My brother and I have some problems with spatial recognition. I think my wife is going to love this game. And once we start playing, I'll do an official unboxing at one point here in the future, and then we will do some game playthroughs so you guys can see how it works. Maybe we'll do a how to play run through. We've got a lot of plans for the future of this channel, and this Gen Con really helped us to cement some of those. So that was really good. I don't know what to talk to about next. Whatever he wants to talk about.
Okay, so one of the first things that I wanted to get that you actually paid for was this puzzle. Which
the Ravensburger stuff. Yes.
This beautiful, beautiful Mandalorian puzzle. It is Mandalorian and Grogu in hyperspace, so it has 3 different Mandalorians in his newer ship. It has Grogu. It is a 500-piece puzzle. It is beautiful artwork.
He's already put this together.
I put it together, yeah. It is kind of a pain when after you get all the patterns and everything, and it's like, oh, it's all purple with lines, so.
Well,
but hard puzzles are better, so that's fine.
And that's one of the things about Ravensburger. They started out, they were a puzzle company. So they did games. Our tripod right now is sitting on 3 different games. I have the new Villainous Unstoppable board game, and then I've got the new Star Wars Villainous and the newest Disney Villainous pieces that are all, that's what our tripod is standing on, so I can't show them to you. But we picked all those up at Gen Con, along with, since we're speaking on this company,
and their pieces are nice and big, and like that's about a quarter of my palm is how big a piece is, which is pretty big for a puzzle piece, which is nice.
One of my favorite cooperative board games ever made is Horrified. We have every version of Horrified. Picked this up at Gen Con as the new Dungeons and Dragons Horrified. We bought it. They were a little bit better about the promo than they were last year. Last year I bought the game at Gen Con. I played the game at Gen Con in their event to buy it, which was supposed to be the thing that premiered everything. And nobody there said anything about this Krampus promo that we seem to have missed out on, which sucks because, like I said, I have everything Horrified. But this year, they gave it at the booth when we bought it. And this is an extra character.
The
Warlock.
Okay, well.
In the game itself, you have 5, I want to say 5 heroes.
I think it's 4.
But I would be right, it's 4.
Yeah.
You have a bard, a cleric, a fighter, a wizard, and a rogue. There's 5.
Oh.
It's got to be 5. 1, 2, 3, four. Yeah, five. There's 5 characters in the box. The 6th character. Only problem, he doesn't come with a standee, so my brother's trying to figure out a 3D print one that fits. So that will be great. That way I don't have to keep pulling them off. It's typical Horrified, which is great, but it's adding an element of chaos, which is perfect with having a warlock as one of the things. Every single hero, for those of you who've played Horrified before, and you will see this on the channel, I guarantee it. Like I said, Horrified is my favorite game ever. This is already my 2nd favorite version of the 5. And I've only played this twice. It's typical D&D. You're playing in Waterdeep and Skullport and whatever the little woods area is next to Skullport. I forget what it's called.
I didn't play this with you, so I don't know.
And great thing, the bad guys, there's a red dragon who's only allowed underground. He can't come up, which is kind of helpful. The citizens that you have to move from place to place are all NPCs that anybody who plays D&D even once may recognize. I was surprised Elminster wasn't it, but I think Blackstaff is. It's amazing. The game is so well done. There's little teleportation things that make it feel more D&D-esque. Each one of your characters, instead of having one special ability, has a series of special abilities, and you have to roll a custom D20 to figure out which one of your abilities activates. They do the same thing with the bad guys. The bad guy attacks are geared toward, and some of us defeating the bad guy are also geared toward the D20. Which, I mean, there's been 4. This is the 5th game, so of course there's going to be a little bit of crossover. And speaking of crossover, this game is designed to be compatible with either of the last 2, the Greek monsters or the World of Monsters, by bringing in the color monster of a different game. So Horrified is amazing. This new Horrified does not disappoint. If you like any of the previous ones or you're a fan of D&D, you will find enjoyment in this game. I almost promise you. Let's see, what's next? Let's talk about some Hero Quest. Avalon Hill had a big booth. At that booth, they were featuring this year the Crypt of Perpetual Dark. That is just the Crypt of Perpetual Darkness, that interesting adventure that was the last piece of the Mythic campaign from 2021 when they brought it back. This is Joe Manganiello's Crypt of Perpetual Darkness. So, if you look at the back here, see how sparkly it is? That was one of the big things on this game. And look at those cards. Those cards do not look like Hero Quest cards. Those cards look very metal. And this was very much Joe's influence. Inside this box, and it's a fairly big box. I mean, this is thicker than most of the small boxes that Hero Quest comes in. But we have a big giant dragon, which I'm going to show you right now. He was on hand, signed autograph. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see him. I mean, we saw him, but his event was all sold out, so I couldn't get his signature. Then he did a question and answer thing too. Here is the dragon. Now this dragon is a black metallic dragon. Metallic paint, metallic color, not metal. It is plastic. Just in case anybody questions that, it is plastic. There was apparently some unsurety online about whether or not it is a plastic dragon. It also comes with character sheets that again look a little bit more metal than the traditional character sheets. These ones don't have the gloss or anything, but they have that skulls and stuff. They're a black color. The dice for this game are also black. We have 6 combat dice and 2 movement dice that are black with white pit. So that's it. Well, no, there's also the tavern where you start, because every good D&D adventure starts in a tavern. Joe is a big D&D guy, so you can see that his quest, if you play it, is very D&D influenced. There's also the end boss room with the acid pit where the dragon lives. And then he had his traps that are now done here. Now the big talk online is everybody's like, oh, well, you don't have enough pieces because the stuff that you needed from Keller's Keep and whatever the other one is aren't in there. Like, yes, that's true, but this was never meant to be that. If you've got them, great. Apparently, some of the book, read the book yet, so I don't know. I will do a full unboxing of this, comparing it to the Mythic tier that we have at another date and time. With that, this year they gave out a free screen. It's not called a DM screen, but it's a free screen, and I know that a lot of people are upset about this too. This does not fit in the box. I wish it did, but it doesn't. However, if you fold it up, it will fit in either the base system box or the big Mythic tier box or the other base system box that they had. It may, can't guarantee this because I haven't tried, likely fit into the First Light box. The other thing that was there in regards to Hero Quest, they had this little poster about a showing up at the Rat and Candle Tavern, which is the name of the tavern that's in that box. On the back of this, they have some specials for the Rat and Tavern, or the Rat and
Lance Lutenthal.
Right, who looks
the
a lot,
pensive bard.
although he looks a lot like Joe Manganiello. So that's the and there, if you played in there was a quest there for, they call it Online Quest 4, but when we signed up for this quest, it was called the First Light Bonus Quest, which a lot of people online are saying that if you look at the quest notes here, spoilers by the way, if you don't want to see, then don't zoom in or pause or anything. But if you read the quest notes down, it's signed by somebody named Grimshaw. And Grimshaw is apparently the orc wizard from Wizards of Morcar. So everybody's like, oh, it means Wizards of Morcar is coming. Maybe, I hope it does, because that would be cool. I really wish that they would have given us something new this year. First Light was a rehash of a base set that doesn't have any minis except for the 4 heroes in different sculpts, but with the same cards that we already had. I don't know how hard it would have been to print some cards with that new picture, especially since the dwarf comes with an axe now instead of a short sword. It would have been nice. And then in this one, there's one dragon figure, and that's it. There's no minis. And this is not new either. This is a rehash of that Mythic backers have. I'm glad it's out there for everybody to have officially, but I also know for a fact that plenty of people have gotten this online already from the Mythic tier. Now they switched some things, they changed some things. Apparently they nerfed the dragon. Like I said, I haven't read through it yet. And that's all well and good, but I would like new stuff, please. The most exciting thing that I saw at the Avalon Hill booth was Talisman. Talisman Nemesis is coming. We got to play it. I got to play this one time, and we lost. Not badly.
Not badly though.
But we did lose.
Close.
But I own Talisman and Talisman Alliances that I bought at Gen Con last year, for those of you who remember. And even with this one playthrough, heck, we tried a couple Alliance playthroughs on this channel. Even with this one playthrough of Nemesis, it is my new favorite way to play. It was that fun. It was that good. It was just amazing. I fell in love with it right away and hoped to buy it. But alas, what they did after they showed it off was say, oh, once we reveal it, we'll put it up for pre-order. And I'm like, really? That was one of my most disappointing moments because I really, really wanted it. But one very cool thing about Nemesis, I talked to the creators. One of the story contributors is Craig Van Ness. Now, for those of you who pay attention, Craig Van Ness was the original creator of Hero Escape. And like I said, that was a game that pretty much got us back into board gaming. I spent a long time talking to him, and we were shooting ideas back and forth. And I said, if you guys sold a deck of cards, because it's been homebrewed, you can play every Talisman hero, well, from at least the base set. All of the Talisman heroes from this current 5th edition fit. They're the same exact size as the Hero Escape or Hero Quest figures. So if you had the Talisman guys able to be used or they're able to be used in Talisman, all they would need to do is sell cards to make that happen. And I was like, we would buy it. You throw Hero Quest on something and we will buy it. I mean, we just bought the Crypt of Perpetual Darkness that had a dragon in it. It has a bunch of cards that we already have with granted they have new backs that make it so you can't mix them in with anything else. So this is a standalone collectible kind of thing. I was like, but we bought it. People were buying. It was flying off the shelves at Gen Con, and it's been. That's been orderable for a while. People are getting their pre-orders. We're already talking about the game. Everybody's looking through it. Spoilers are all over the place online. The game is selling. I said, you guys know that if you put out Hero Quest stuff, we will buy it. There are people who there are scam artists who picked up a whole bunch of these things and are now trying to sell them to people online. Don't buy them. This is a free item. Maybe they'll put a PDF to download that. The game pad, I think, is already PDF'd, because that was the other thing. They were giving these out, and on Sunday they were handing them out, but they were like, take them. We don't want to bring any with us. So people were grabbing whole bunches. I don't want you guys to be buying them online. It's not worth it. Kurgan and Hero Quest fans, they're giving stuff away. They're posting it on the Discord. They're posting it on the site. They're trying to make it so that people can get these things for free. They're going to put them on Ye Olde Inn. If you want it, will be out there for free to download. Yeah, you'll have to, print it on sticky paper and put it on a piece of cardboard, but it's not worth the prices that some of these scalper guys are doing with this. There's no need for you to let your love of a game that is amazing get you ripped off. If you're going to spend money on this game, spend it on official products so Avalon Hill knows that we want it, knows that they're supported. With the Hasbro layoffs and who knows what's going to happen next year, we got to make sure that we're supporting the games that we love. Now, I'm not dogging anybody who does homebrew. We met the guy who made Mega Quest, and I think it's amazing. It enhances a game that we love. It keeps the game that we love alive. But here's the game we love rightfully alive. So homebrew, and I noticed somebody the other day, another channel that I watch, Professor, I forget his name. Anyway, him and his wife do games, and they bought the Labyrinth Hero Quest thing, which, breaking all kinds of rules, I'm sure, because the IP and licensing and all that other stuff. But anyway, he said it was very expensive, and he bought it anyway. And I'm like, that's all well and good that you can support stuff that you want to play and you enjoy, but make sure that you're supporting the stuff that Avalon Hill's still making so that they still make it. And Hero Quest was gone for a very long time, and during that time, home brewing kept it alive, kept it going. Hero Quest was something that people still talked about, people still made money from, and the company saw that, and that's why they brought it back. Right now, if we let these things on the side detract, and that's where we're spending all of our money, and we're not buying these official products, the game might end. We don't want the game to go away again. So make sure that you're supporting Avalon Hill and Hasbro so that they know this is something that they should keep doing. Sorry for the rant. I'll step back. Why don't you tell them a little bit about the other game that you bought from Cryptozoic?
Okay, Cryptozoic's game. So this is called Rotten Tomatoes, the card game. So what this game is, it's 8 to 10 up, around 20-ish minutes. It says 20 minutes or more. You can play 2 to 20 players, so you can play a lot of people. And so you each get 3 cards. I'm going to take out one card for an example. So card is Twilight. That's funny. So it's a movie. So this one is Twilight from 2008. So it has the critic score right here, the audience score, the year, the title, the 2 stars, Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson, and then a little synopsis. So a teenage girl moves to a new town and falls in love with a brooding vampire. So at the start of the game, each player gets 3 cards, right? So this is Hot Tub Time Machine, Harry Potter 1, and Twilight. So then you put them in order. So it would be 49, 64, and 81. Then, as it goes around the table, he would take a card from me, and he can tell me everything on that card except for score.
It's our demo turn. Final Destination from the year 2000. The audience gave it a 68%. It starred Devon Sawa and Ali Larder. A teen's premonition lets him and all of his friends avoid dying in a fiery plane crash, but they soon learn that the Grim Reaper refuses to be cheated.
So the idea is interesting. So I think the critics would have liked this movie. So because I think that this is a critic score of 81, this is a critic score of 64. So I think it goes between those two numbers.
I'm sorry, but no, you were wrong.
Okay, so if I'm wrong, I don't get the card.
Critic score for this one, 35%.
Okay, so that would have been my worst. That would have been under Twilight.
Yeah.
So
Wow. Holy. Correct.
So let's say.
Better than Twilight.
So if I had then been correct, I would have then gotten a card, and now I have 4 cards. The first person, and so that goes around the table like that. So then my turn's done, next person. So the first person to get 10 cards wins. So it can be really fun, it can be really short, or it can be really long, depending on how well you know movies, or the critics of movies, really. Because good movies can be rated badly, and bad movies can be rated really well. It depends on how critics like the film, which is... And then there's some wild cards in here, which, if I can find one...
Worry about that. We're not doing a playthrough. We just want to give them the basics.
So, it's...
We stayed at my brother's house, and Gabriel and his cousins and me played this game, late into the night.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was a blast, because it's not just the game that... conversations that the game generates.
Yeah.
Things about talking about different movies, talking about different actors, talking about things that you like, things that you don't like.
Agreeing or disagreeing with the critics or audiences.
Yeah,
it's fun.
It was really, really good.
I think we found one where it was like, what, does like Sharknado have like a really good score or something?
Yeah,
Sharknado was like the 70s.
Yeah,
for the critics.
We don't want to spoil everybody's ability to buy and play the game.
I'm sorry if I spoiled. I spoiled one card for everyone. I apologize.
But the game is really good. It plays fun. And how many is it? 4?
2 to 20 players.
Yeah,
so there's a lot of cards. I think if I can check the contents really quick.
This is a perfect game for a college dorm. It's amazing. It's a lot of fun. But it's also a lot of the movies are from the 80s movies. So guys my age, old fogies, we can still have fun with it too. And
there's 350 movie cards plus 35 wild cards. So there's...
And this is a relatively new game that Cryptozoic did, so presumably with the way Cryptozoic works, there may be booster packs coming. There is room in the box for more cards.
Yeah.
So
there are 385 cards in that deck, which is very good, but that's a lot of cards.
I want to jump to the company Gamewright. For those of you who remember the Forbidden Island series, they made Forbidden Island, Forbidden Desert, Forbidden Sky, Forbidden Jungle.
Not in that order, though.
Yeah, I think it is in that order.
I thought Jungle was second.
No, Jungle's last.
Oh, okay. Then never mind. I don't know.
At the end, you walk in a portal.
Oh, okay.
So, they announced Forbidden Legacy is coming. This should be at Gen Con next year. If we are at Gen Con next year, I guarantee you we're coming home with this game. I love the Forbidden series. It's so great. We only own 2 of them. I've played 3 of them. I've never got to play Desert yet. But the games are so great. And talk about a co-op game that's a lot of fun. Other than Horrified, this is my go-to. It is great. And they had a new game out there that goes in another series of game rights that we buy. The first one was
Dragon Wood, I believe.
Dragon Wood, which is a dice game.
Then Dragon Realm.
Then Dragon Realm, which is a set collection game and a worker.
And that's very.
That is a lot of fun. They were supposed to have Dragon Isles premiere at Gen Con, but again,
it's on a boat.
It's on a boat. It's on a boat it sucked, but we heard it a lot. And this game, it's a game of Far Shores and Fortunes. I'm not even sure how it works. I don't know much about it. I watched a brief few moments of a playthrough, and then I was talking to them about some of their other stuff that I was very interested in. And that's how I found out about Legacy. I let them know that we're a gaming channel, and so if they needed to put out some information or anything to let us know, this is one of the ones we give. Gabriel made, he designed these cards, and just so you can see, I don't know if we talked about it. In the beginning, in the intro of our videos, you and some of the shorts, you see a cat run down the steps into our basement with us. That was our cat Humpty, and he was a man for the cave, and he was down here a lot. He died of cancer, and in honor of Humpty, that's why we won't change our intro. And even if somebody offered us a bunch of stuff to do, we're not ever going to change our intro because we love our cat. And he is on the card. That's Humpty, and that uniqueness, I think, is something that gets people to pay attention, because I mean most people just have their names or whatever on a boring regular business card, and we've got our cat on there, and the story behind it's pretty good. So Gabriel made these cards. I brought 150, and I think I gave away 130. So not just to businesses, but standing and talking to, just so people can try to check out the channel. If you're new to that, if you were somebody who got our business card, that's great. Let us know that's how you found out about it. That'd be really interesting, and it'll perk him up because I was like, this is something we could really do, and he's like, because again, we're small, and we know we're small. I think we had, before we started today, we had 107. I think we're up to 118.
118,
Something like, we're somewhere in there, and I don't want to sell any one of you short. That's a great thing. That's awesome. Thank you so much for subscribing to our channel. But when you're looking at channels that have 5,000 viewers, or even some of these channels get like 1,500 likes in a day. We haven't even had 1,500 people look at our videos yet, and so we know we're small, and we're okay with that. Maybe really big, maybe when he goes off to college, his younger brother will become my new cameraman. Who knows? Will you stop?
Why? It's fun. I like this thing.
But anyway, Dragon Isles we will find, and when we do, we'll do it. If we may still be doing Gen Con unboxings. Technically, this would be a Gen Con thing. We did not I think I might have even pre-ordered it while we were there. As a matter of fact, I know I did. I pre-ordered it while we were there, and it's going to get sent to us at some point in time. So when we get it, it'll be part of our Gen Con reviews, even though it wasn't a game that we were able to get at Gen Con. Let's talk about Kess Games a little bit.
Okay.
We found out about Kess Games by a coupon in the book. Coupon in the book said, hey, come look at the dice tower. It was taller than well, you can't tell because he's sitting down. He's tall. And this dice tower was taller than he was. And they gave us these big foam dice to throw up in the tower. And then it came down. We waited in line for like 5 minutes, which isn't a big deal. And then the higher, of course, the roll, the better the prize.
So what did you get first?
I rolled a 2. And I got this really cool sticker. What'd you roll?
I rolled...
Look at 7?
I think that was like a 12. I rolled something that was not a 2.
Okay.
And I got this little pin. So I got this guy.
And that's one of the characters. They have a lot of different types of games. A lot of it was based on old video game stuff.
Yeah.
But we found a game which no knowledge wouldn't have done. We wouldn't have known at all. But we had so much fun with Rotten Tomatoes on what we bought that Thursday.
I think I bought that Thursday or Friday.
So we played that like the early nights, and so we got this, which is by Kess Games. It's called Cast List, and it looks like it's a game where you have to get clues to who it is that you're putting in the movie. Connect the movies, find the actor. There's 200 actor cards, a 30-second hourglass timer. Oh, so this one's timed, not like that one. 6 double-sided pitch cards, 2 starting player tokens, and 2 score dash.
That just says 2 or more players. That doesn't have a cap.
Right. So it could be teams and stuff. It says it takes 25 to 30 minutes to play, 8 up. This looks fun party game. Family is very movie oriented. But the thing is, we'll be like, oh, that's that person from that other movie. We don't always know their names. So I think it could be a lot of fun. It could be kind of chaotic, and chaos is fun sometimes. So this will be something that we talk about here on the channel, of course, once we get it up and running. I want to talk about this a little bit. Okay, we picked this up from Mayfair Games, which is actually connected to like a something B game. Blue Bee, right? Was it Blue Bee?
I don't remember that.
All right. So anyway, Mayfair Games, for those of you who they used to do a role-playing game called DC Heroes. There was a thing on back when DC had that interesting channel. I think who's the guy that did the voice for Darth Maul? You remember his name?
Sam Whitmer?
Yes, Sam Whitmer. He was a guest on the show, and he ran this game from years ago. It was the first role-playing game I ever played. Before D&D, I was into DC Heroes. DC Heroes was sponsored by Mayfair. Just last year, Cryptozoic apparently was able to get that IP, and they did a Kickstarter to try to see if they could bring back this role-playing game. I wasn't able to jump in on that one, but if they do bring it back, there's pieces of it that I missed when I had it that I will probably try to pick up. It had three versions? Yeah, it had three different versions, and then it went away. But anyway, long story, even longer. Mayfair Games was the ones that published that. So when this happened, I was like, where did Mayfair Games go? I hadn't seen them in a long time. they were at Gen Con this year, so I started up a conversation. I got the story about where they had been, how some of their IPs had been sold off. The company sort of went away. And then this, I think it was Blue Beam. I don't honestly remember. But whoever it is, they brought Mayfair back. And they talked to the original owner of Mayfair to see if they minded that they bring the name back, and he didn't. So in order to support this, because I used to love Mayfair games and it's a big part of my childhood, we were looking at Mayfair games that were there, and Game Room pointed this one out. It's called Alibi. So as you can see, it was on sale for the last day, I believe, of the convention. And this is Alibi, Can You Solve the Mystery? And you're looking for who did it, a crime has been committed, who did it, when, how was it done, where and why. Which kind of is in line with the Sherlock files. Did you talk about that yet?
Not yet,
All right,
no.
that'll be next. We'll segue into that. But this it sounded kind of like Clue, and only it's all cards, and you build up stuff for that. So
I believe it says on the back it's Clue with more questions or something.
Just solving a crime is not enough. Unlike older games, players need more than just cold logic to win. They need a clever strategy, good timing to outscore their opponents. 78 attractive cards are uniquely appealing. The score inexperienced players to a quick understanding of the game, whether an intimate evening or a party. Alibi provides every person with fun and challenging pastime. So no, I think we were saying that it was Clue with a little bit more.
Oh, okay.
I don't think that's actually on the book. I don't think they can use another person's game to, or especially like that. But
So you're saying that we're better than you?
yeah, Alibi, the
That makes
whodunit card game, and this will be a game that we will try out a couple of times. We'll definitely unbox it on the channel when we open it up, and it should be a lot of fun. Oh, speaking of, I want to just point out something. Some of the games you've noticed. Some of the games that we featured today, you've probably noticed, don't have the shrink wrap on it. Some of them we even opened the lids and shown you. Normally on our unboxings, it's fresh. We haven't seen it before. We do an unboxing. In this case, after Gen Con. And we played games. So some of these are going to be open. I'll still do an unboxing, but it won't have the cellophane on it. And some of them will even have little punched things punched out already. And if that's not your cup of tea, or you think, oh, that's not as cool, I'm sorry. But I don't get to see my brother very often. He lives in Ohio. We live way up here in Michigan. So we played some games. As a matter of fact, my brother helped me fall in love with Dice Throne. As you recall, I think it was on our second or third day, we had a Dice Throne promo pack in our hall.
I believe, yeah, that was day 3.
Right, which isn't here because I left it with him. He let us stay there. He let us. They fed us. They played games with the cousins. Brought Gabriel around. They got to have fun as cousins for a bit without the old folk around, and it was a great time. So because of that, we let him have. I gave him that promo because I got it for him, and I had a lot of fun. I don't know if he realizes how much I appreciate him being my brother, and we were really close as kids. Now that we're farther apart, it's hard to keep that going. But I was like, hey, we thinking about coming down for Gen Con. What do you think? He's like, stay here. And not only that, I got to show you this. Some of you with sharp eyes may have noticed when I was going around the table that there were things on here that we didn't get at the convention. This is one of them. This is an incredibly cool dice tower. I'm sure that most of you recognize the iconic paint job. I'm not going to annoy people by saying the name wrong, so I'm just going to say it's Saruman's eye.
Sauron, not Sauron.
Sauron's I screwed up anyway. It's Sauron's eye. Now, I love fantasy. I love everything about it. I've seen the Forgotten Realms. I've seen the Forgotten Realms movie. I've been into D&D since back in second. I have a bunch of the first edition stuff. I've never read The Lord of the Rings. I'm sorry. I tried. It's boring.
I own them.
I know you do. I have read The Hobbit. I love The Hobbit. I have the cartoon. I've watched all the cartoons, as a matter of fact. I own them all. We are even considering buying The War of the Rohirrim.
Rohirrim, yeah.
Whatever. So, yeah, I can't say everything correct. I don't always, but this dice tower is cool. Put a dice in here, or put a dice in here. Oh, look at that, 5. Not that means anything, but this is really cool.
Can I try?
Sure. The back one.
So the back one shoots it out.
Only
I rolled a 5.
That's cool. There, it stopped. And it's another 5. Whoa.
That's really weird.
Time to play the lottery. All right.
Is this
so
a 5?
will you stop?
Okay, fine.
So anyway, shout out to my brother Frank. He's awesome, and he does really cool stuff like this for me every now and then. He gave me a dragon once. He made us some cool fidget things, and he even let me take some home. He gave me this tower, this thing. If you can see here, it strikes and then it comes up and out, and you can put it in both ways. And he made me some mini ones for my younger kids that they don't know about yet, but they'll probably get tonight.
I have mine upstairs, the ones that he gave me.
So, I mean, my brother is a very cool person whose life has just led him down a different path than my own. He was the first of us to get married, buy a house. He was very, very successful while I was still floundering, and I look up to him. I really do. He's a very cool person. So, shout out to my brother Frank. He's awesome. And he also, he and I played Dice Throne for about 12 hours. We were playing the missions stuff where you play cooperatively. We perfect all of them all the way through, and so we both have the ability now to play mythic cards when we play Dice Throne because we earn that right together. The Boivins can't be beat. It was great. We had a blast, and you know it was awesome of him to let us stay at his house. It was awesome of him and his wife to feed us. But his kids are great kids. I couldn't be
yours.
I couldn't be prouder of him or them, and it was very nice to be able to see them for the time that we were there. And like I said, of course, we played games together. So there are some of our games that will still be opened in the cellophane when we do. It did help. So, all right, you can talk about your game while I get this out of the box.
So, as a bit of a getting into it is one of my favorite games ever is a game called The Coldest Night. It is by this company, Indie Boards and Cards, and so it's like you're trying to like burn cards to like survive so you don't freeze to death. So one of my goals was like I really wanted to see what they had to offer. So I went over and found the game called the Sherlock Files, and so that's a series of games. There's different games in their thing, and I asked. There's no order to how you play, so I picked up the Sherlock Files Curious Capers. So each Sherlock Files box comes with mysteries, and then so it's kind of like a cooperative like card game where you're trying to put down information that's important but not irrelevant information. You're trying to like all solve a mystery together, and how that would work as a group. It's a 1 to 8 player game. It takes around an hour. So each mission, because there's only one solution to each mystery. Each mystery is like you play it once, then you're done with that kind of mission. Like you watch other people play, then like now you know the answer, so you know how it's good to go. But no, I got this game, and when you buy one of the Sherlock Files, you also got this free demo deck, which I believe it's a demo of a new game. I believe it's a new scenario. So I got 4 scenarios of 3 scenarios, and then so I have played one. I got to play one with my cousins and my aunt and uncle, which was very nice. And so we played this because this box comes with Dawn's Legacy, 13 Hostages, and Propagation. So we played 13 Hostages, and that was a very fun mystery. And I really like this company, and so I wanted to get this kind of mystery game, which I really like mystery games, and this company I thought was very nice. Which is why I then was like, I bought this. Then is what caught my eye when we were doing looked at Alibi, just because like that's kind of like what I just bought.
Right. So that was I mean that was really cool. I got my dice. So if we got this dice rolling.
Do you want help getting it?
No, I had it. No, it's rolling.
Oh, because it all spelled. You're spelling it correctly.
So
okay.
it spells out Gen Con on these little mini dice. And the cool thing about these little mini dice is they have some kind of core that reacts to black light. And these are black lights around the edge of this dice tray. So I don't know if you can see it on camera very well.
Can I turn the lights on real quick? Or no?
No, we don't want to do that.
Okay.
And so that's... Oh, it didn't turn off. Okay, you know what? That's off. Oh, and see, you could... I don't... Now that, you could definitely notice the dice change color. I don't know if it's going to work again. So it's not easy to... And the dice do change color. I don't know what kind of core they call that. But I mean, it was an interesting little thing, and I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to Gen Con anyway. I'll get a dice tray, and along with that, I also at the Chessex dice set, they gave out the 6-sider again that says Gen Con on one side and Crystal Cast on the or not Crystal yeah
Yeah, Crystal Cast.
Crystal Castle.
Or no, cast.com.
Okay, crystalcast.com is right the first time, and then you could buy the 6-sider you got for free with a coupon from the book. And then you bought the set with the little space for it. So I have bought this particular set of this particular promo thing they do every year. So my fourth one. And the last time Gabriel was at Gen Con, he was 4 months old?
3 months old?
3 months old. And so he still has the 2009 set. And then I picked him up a set last year, and then he was able to get his purple die this year.
So I have the die. I did not get the set because I believe that the 2009 set still looks the best in my opinion. It's the
He got it really pretty green.
it's the black and pink. The green one was out last year.
Oh.
It's like the black and pink, different color, like almost like tie-dye design dice, and I think they look beautiful, and they are the dice that I use for everything. So I will probably use this D6, but I still feel like the original set looks the best. Yeah. Or not the original, but 2009 looks the best.
Speaking of the 20 coupon, if you go to Gen Con, you want to go quick to everything you want to get, because they had a place there called Inkwell Studio. I think it was Inkwell Studios. Or Inkwell Designs.
Inkwell Ideas.
Inkwell Ideas. They had a coupon in there, and you could get a die like this that has map tiles on it, or you could get this set of cards, and man, these cards were awesome. Unfortunately, they were out of cards by the time we got there, so I did get the die. I'm glad I got the die. I'm not dissing it or anything, and the die are cool because you roll some together and they all fit together. No matter what you do, you can. So there, we just made a little tile map thing, and they also have numbers, like that's a 2 and that's a 6 and this is I don't know.
That's a 1 and then that's a 5.
Okay.
There's a 5 in the middle.
So the dice are still dice, but you can use them to make a map. So like, there's the map I just rolled. The problem with this, I'm old, these are small. So while I think this is really cool, I myself would have preferred to get a sample of those cards that they have, because the cards are like, here's a seacoast town, and these are the types of adventures you would find there. Or here's some NPCs for a seacoast town or a desert or whatever. And so you could buy these different packs and mix them all together. That was one of the boos. I ran out of time. If I had not run out of time, I definitely would have bought, because they had a deal. If you bought 4 packs of cards, you got a 5th pack of card.
I'm gonna move
If I had been there earlier in the con, I would have that set, and I definitely would have got those 5 things. Now that I know that they're Inkwell Design or Inkwell Idea, I am going to go online. I am going to buy some, and then we'll show them on the channel at some point in time. I got to get them first though, so that's going to be a bit, because I spent a little bit more than I meant to, and got to start to rebuild before we can move on. A couple more things that I wanted to mention.
You got some cups.
Oh, the cups. So Hotbox Pizza every year does a collector's cup. So if you get their sticks, you get a collector's cup with sticks in it. That's what I did, because that for me is more economic than what Gabriel did. Show them what you did.
So I also got this cup because
I will not detract from the fact that is an awesome cup.
It's a refillable cup, but it costs $2 to refill, and it cost $27 to buy it in the first place. Right. And I bought it the first day and then did not get a refill because I don't have a card. So
well, yeah, inside a lot of times they're one of the few places you can only use credit cards. Outside at the food courts you could use cash, so that was a big thing. Plus, the reason why I don't buy one of these, it's only pop. I haven't drank pop in 2.5 years now.
More than that. Maybe
more than that. So that wasn't useful for me. So I went with my little tiny cup, and I still have last year's little tiny cup. So I'll just get those kind of cups for me. That's a good deal.
I think in the future that's what I'm going to stick to as well. I just was like, I need to get that because it's my first time actually being at Gen Con, because 4 months old.
So there's something to talk about that we've missed. One, another cause host games game. For those of you who like the crew, and that is me. I love the crew. I have the other two crews, and so they had pins for the crew, so I picked up these free pins, and they gave away a booster for their new game. It's called The Gang. Now, we probably would have bought this game, but they were out, and it wasn't on a boat. They just really people went nuts over this game, and it sold out. I think Friday. So the last two games,
Yeah, I
the
believe it
last
sold
2
out
days,
Friday.
they did not have any. Amazing was the new crew.
Well, they sold out Thursday also, and then we're like, we might get some more tomorrow.
Oh,
they
yeah,
got
they
more
were-
on Friday.
yeah.
Sold out Friday immediately, and then we're like, we don't have any more.
Yeah. So
No,
for
they
those
sold
of
out
you,
twice.
for those of you who know about the crew, it's a trick-taking game, and you have missions and stuff. This one's a little bit different. We played it. They had a library.
First, what, 5, 6 missions?
Yeah, we
We
got
got
some
played
time.
quite a bit, yeah.
And it's funny because
was
this is an
really
easier
fun.
version of the game. But we're so used to the old version of the game that we were overthinking this one. And so it took a little bit for us to forget that and to just look at it as a new entity and to because it's this little puzzle thing. There's a map thing and you stay in and rows.
It
And
was
then-
really fun.
And then there's special cards that let you do like chess moves to skip rows and stuff. It was really cool. And I went there thinking I'm gonna buy this game. And then we played it and I was kind of on the fence after the first few hands because I was like, I don't get it. But once we figured it out and it opened things up, I was like, this is really cool. I have to get it. And so I did. I'm very happy. Can I have the element?
I figured this was also Cosmos, but
I think we talked about that one though.
no.
This one we haven't talked about either, but we can show that one. Remember
Okay.
the other game that we liked from Cosmos was Inside Job. Again, it was one of those social deduction games that Gabriel is very fond of. He convinced me that this was a good game to try to get. We tried to play, and it was continuously checked out. And then when we tried to buy it, they were sold out. So they told us about the discount code to do it online. And then we found it on Amazon. And my brother, where he lives, okay,
So we need this one to go
yes,
through,
we
or
still
need
need
to
that
go through
one.
this one.
Yep, both of those.
Okay.
So
I think that's
for
it right over
for a
here.
little bit, I think that's it.
This one.
Yeah, we can talk about that too, and then I'll talk about some other stuff that wasn't.
And then we can
from
talk about the
comment.
villainous. We can. I can move the camera afterwards.
Okay.
Then we can do villainous.
We can at least show the boxes.
Yeah.
So, to give you a little bit of perspective, where we live, if we order from Amazon, it takes 5 to 7 days.
That's a bit generous sometimes.
My brother's
Hang
like,
on.
Amazon could come in a couple of hours. I was like, oh my gosh. So the day after we found out that we couldn't get in, we were like, okay, we ordered it online. We went to Amazon. My brother's like, yeah, use my address. So we did that, and we had it the next day. We played it that night, and oh my god, it was fun.
It's really fun.
I mean, you're sitting in a room and you're completing these missions all together, and it's a trick-taking game because most of Cosmos' stuff is. And you're going through and you're taking these tricks, and there's only certain things you can do, and then every player pulls out 2 missions, picks one, puts it down. You're playing all as a group, but one person is the insider, and you're a group of spies. And one of you is a double agent or something.
Mm-hmm.
So every time you take a trick, you get this briefcase that's
It's intel.
intel. You get a briefcase of intel, and as it's going around, you're like, okay, that person's got 3, that person's got 2, that person's got 3, that person's got 4. We can't let somebody get 5. He gets 5, and that's regardless of whether or not you do the missions. But if the team gets 7 missions, they win. The interesting thing is, if the team gets 7 missions on a turn where the inside guy gets his 5th mission, the inside guy wins and everybody else loses.
And if they don't get the missions or the insider hasn't finished his thing, you vote.
Then you vote to see who you think the insider was.
And the insider's not voted for. If the insider passes the vote,
If
then
the insider
they still
plays
win.
right, if the insider plays well, you never activate the vote. And if the insider plays really well and they do vote, they don't vote for you. So it sounds tricky. We played it 2 or 3 times and we had a lot of fun.
Yeah, two.
So
I think.
definitely a good purchase. Gabriel's got a really good eye on, hey, that looks like it might be a really fun thing. I mean, he picked files. He picked out, which I can't talk to yet because we haven't played it, and he picked out Inside Job, and I'm really glad he did. It was
And I
really,
picked
really
out Rotten
good.
Tomatoes
And yeah, he grabbed Rotten Tomatoes. That was a lot of fun too.
and
so.
Castless, but we haven't done that yet.
We haven't done that yet either. From Wise Wizard Games, the guys that did Star Realms and Hero Realms, for those of you who are into that, they did this thing called Elemistic. This is a 2-player battler game where you're using elements to fight each other, and it's there's some almost magic elements and a little bit of war. It's a good little game, and it's short. It's really nice,
and it's
So-
very like compact. It's easy like to travel.
yeah.
and
This
stuff.
I mean, this is a tiny little box. It's only here's the really pretty. It looks like this inside too. I mean, there's some cards in there that's what those look like. And the interesting, I mean, there's cards that are pulled out of the game, so you don't know what they got, and then you get one and they get one, and one's off to the side, and then you're buying from a pool. So it's a little bit of deck building. It's like a deck builder war kind of game. It's a lot of fun, and it's quick and it's easy, and it's very intuitive to pick up. So I recommend it. I don't remember how much it is. I think it's like $12 to $15. It's a good game. This I want to talk about the Deck of Illusions. I went to Green Ronin Publishing's booth. In Green Ronin Publishing, they do a lot of 5e stuff. They do a lot of their own world stuff. I got some beautiful bookmarks. Their art is amazing. Called the Blue Rose, this whole set. I did not have the money to get into a bunch of Green Ronin Publishing stuff. I wish I did because the Blue Rose stuff was beautiful. But this is a game accessory that's accessible to, I mean, it's game agnostic. It's anything. And it's cool because it's cards, and the cards on one side have this like spirally almost spell pattern, and on the other side you flip it over and it's as if somebody just threw an illusion of a bad guy. So like if you're getting chased, you toss this thing behind you and you keep running, and poof, there's a giant, or poof, there's a dragon, or poof, there's a whatever. And I thought the idea was cool. I looked at, there was an open box sitting there that was really, really pretty, and it was only $5. So I went over and I was like, you know what, I'm going to get this. And I talked to them a little bit about our channel, gave them our card. They might send us some stuff when they want people to know about some things with them. It was a good interaction, and I got a cool deck of cards out of it. So I thought that was very worth it. This one, Pillage the Village. I wish that there was pictures on this box, because I was walking by completely not having any, had never heard of this. The company is Stone Age Entertainment. That's where that card came from. Stone Age Entertainment. And I'm walking by, and there's this girl who's dressed as, you know, she's in a cosplay outfit. She looks like a little serving wench, a village girl, whatever. And I'm walking by, and then I saw what was on the table. And on this table are all these little tiny pretty gemstones and these beautifully drawn cards with lots of vibrant colors. And I was pulled over to it, just like I was with that Jungle Run game. And I was like, okay, you have to explain this to me. And she talked to me for about 5-6 minutes. There wasn't a demo. There was stuff sitting there, but there was nobody else to play. And she's like, this is a game where there's no turns. Everybody just goes all at once. And you're a bunch of dragons. And I'm like, ooh, you're a bunch of dragons. That's cool. And she's like, and you're trying to build your horde. I'm like, oh, dragons trying to build a horde. That's pretty cool. And she's like, you can rob from the village. There's where all the gold is. Or you can rob from other dragons. And it goes until something happens. I don't know what the end game even is. And once that happens, the game's... And I was like, you know what? I'll figure the rest of this out. This is a beautiful game, and I must own it. And that happened to me 3 times. It was something about the components or the gameplay or the box, which is so cool that I had to have. Those things that I was pulled in, and when I'm pulled in like that, I mean, I'm an old man who's pretty jaded about gaming stuff. So when I'm pulled into something, it's got to be cool. So here's hoping. When we open this up and play it, we will let you guys know, and you will see how beautiful it really is. Just a couple things left before we're going to wrap it up for the evening. Fortune and Glory, the cliffhanger game, is a game from Flying Frog that I very much like. I've been in love with it. I've been in love with it for a couple years now. Last year, they did a whole reset, and I was able to pick up the new box. And I've bought the other 2 card expansions for it. This was a 3rd one. Last year. This. Talked to them a little bit about Last Night on Earth and Invasion of... What's it called?
Invasion from outer space.
Yes, Invasion from Outer Space. And
the
they
Martian
promised
thing.
me that neither of those games are dead games. They're
Fully
still,
dead, yeah.
There still may be pieces, there still may be things coming, or forthcoming for them, but right now they're pretty stuck with, what is the name?
I can't think of it. I can picture
Oh my
it.
god, I can picture
I
it.
can picture it. I can't think of what it is.
You guys all know what this is too, because it's everywhere. They have sword is some sort of sword and sorcery game. and then there's. Oh, here we go. I'm gonna look at the back. Stone. Shattered and Brimstone is a game that has sort of taken over the gaming industry. It's everywhere and it's in every niche. And there are so many different versions that trying to get it all would almost be impossible. I don't know where to start, and so I haven't. I do like Flying Frog products, but they get to be a little bit pricey, and there's no way I could get into a brand new one. I'm going to talk about pins a little bit. Again, I want to thank. It's not often that you get to meet people that kind of are your heroes. I tried very much to meet Ash. I wasn't able to do that, but I did meet Sir Heroescape, and he's another one of the people who, because of his work on his channel, helped to inspire us to start ours. I got to see him right after he lost his first tournament, but he even talked about kid. He was undaunted and ready to go again. So I introduced us, told him about our channel. I even gave him one of our cards, and he gave me a Heroescape pin from Heroescape from last year, and I was like, that's really awesome. Like I said, it's not often that you get to meet the people that you admire. I got to meet Sir Heroescape. I think that was wonderful. I just wanted to shout him out right there. At the Renegade booth, I got this 10-year pin, and when I bought Horrified, I got this awesome dragon pin. It's Genevieve. It's on a 20-sided die, and it says Horrified Dungeons and Dragons. So those are my pins that I got this year. I think we're on our last. At the Gloomhaven booth, I was able to pick up the Buttons and Bugs promo pack from last year. Anybody who bought Buttons and Bugs this year got this for free. I'm almost jealous. I bought Buttons and Bugs, and I was able to get 2 of the cards. There's 5 total, so now I have the whole set. And they told me something very interesting. There's nothing that they're officially announcing yet. I gave them my card to let them know that I will definitely be one of the people to let people know when they're officially announcing something. But they said that there very well could be an expansion coming for Buttons and Bugs down the road. So, I mean, that game right now, it's replayable up until you're done with all the heroes, and then you've done everything. And then you throw in the 5 promo cards, and you've done everything again. But, you know, if something else is coming, that would be amazing. I think he said something about mini mercs. I don't know. It sounds like it's going to be really, really cool. I want to take a moment to talk about Happy Camper Games. Got a pin. Matt Leacock. And Matt Leacock, again, talking about the Forbidden Island series. He helped develop that. And he's no longer with... what the heck was that? He's no longer with Game Right Games. Something people bought some stuff, moved around. I don't know. It's stuff that I don't understand and don't have to because I'm a gamer. I don't have to be involved in that kind of thing. But he's working with Happy Camper Games now, and he made the 4 Doors. And this is a card game very reminiscent of Forbidden Island. You build this. You start in a tower, and you've got these little wooden meeples that look a lot like the meeples from the Forbidden. Up and down this tower trying to find 4 relics, and once you find those 4 relics, you go up to the top. Everybody's together. You light the light. So he said that when he started to design this game, he talked to his old partner, and he's like, "Look, can I make a game that's kind of like a Forbidden?" And the guy was like, "Hey, as long as it's not a Forbidden game, I don't care." So he's like, "Well, this is the kind of game I know how to make," and he's like, "Oh, go for it." And he went for it, and I think he did a pretty good job. This is a very beautifully done game. The cards are beautiful. The game, we played it with 3 people, and we found it to be fairly simple. There was a couple of times we were like, uh-oh, but we were able to mitigate the cards enough because we're experienced gamers at this that it wasn't as challenging as we had it to be. We found ways to mitigate that too. If we start with all the doors half closed instead of all the way open, then we've got less chances, and that makes the game a little bit more challenging. So overall, I think as a foray into the card game genre, this is a great cooperative card game. So thank you. I think you really hit the mark on this one, and we appreciate it. All right, Gabriel.
Well, we got
left?
these.
We can show those boxes. Sure.
Okay, so I can't see the camera, so you got to make sure I'm guiding it
You're
correctly.
still on me.
Okay, so here's the first one.
Why don't you just give me the pile, and then we
Okay,
can...
well, second one and the third
And if
one.
you want, we can move this over there, and you can set the tripod on this thing so you don't have to continue holding it.
Okay,
Oh, thank you. You uncovered this.
perfect.
Racing games. I mean, you can't see it right now because it's behind my travel boxes, but that whole top corner over there, It's all Munchkin stuff.
I can see Batman,
1, 2, 3.
Cthulhu.
Well, yeah, there's 3 shelves plus a whole bunch up in the very top corner over there. Munchkin used to be it was something I got into in college. I bought the first set. I bought the first like 6 or 7 expansions. I have Cthulhu Munchkin, the second Cthulhu Munchkin, and then I started buying the extra stuff. There's Munchkin Zombies, Munchkin Legends.
Disney, Batman. I can't see
Yeah.
what's next to Batman.
There's Disney Munchkin, Batman Munchkin. The thing next to Batman is also a Munchkin. So I have a lot. So I went over there and they were like, "Oh, look, you can move this over." I said, "Here." I went over and they were like, "Here is." Oh, and I'm about these two. So I'm gonna pull this over here. And they said, "Oh, look, this is our new Munchkin stuff where you buy the big box of Munchkin and it's like 750 cards." And I was like, "Of that 750 cards, I probably have 500 of them already." So he's like, "Oh yeah, you don't need to do this." They showed me their newest stuff. This year they started Shadowrun Munchkin. So they had a big box come out either earlier this year or late last year. And then this year they had a booster pack for Shadowrun Munchkin. But he gave me 2 promo cards. One, return to normality, played during combat, and remove all enhancers placed on a single monster. That's a pretty powerful anti-perk. And then the whirlwind at a time, turn all card piles over. The newly face-up cards are now discard piles, and the newly face-down cards are drop piles. So it reverses everything. That's a huge chaotic thing. That's pretty cool. But that's what Munchkin is. It's very much chaos. So I appreciate that, and thank you very much for those promos. So okay, I want to talk a little bit about this. There's a game. Uh-oh. I just dropped one of the mini dice. I don't know which one. I'll have to find that. So this company is called Beach House RPGs. And Beach House RPGs, I got to talk to the guy who kind of runs it, the main writer. And he is a guy who used to write for old D&D. And what he has done is create a math light type of role-playing adventure, and it's called Start Here. He had a box set there that I wish, again, I ran out of time. He writes it up as an introductory role-playing game, and it's called Start Here. It's got 4 different campaign settings that he's done. He's got Serpents and Strongholds, which is traditional fantasy, Star X, which is sci-fi space exploration, Zombosaurus Rex, which is a modern-day apocalypse, and Wild West with Magic, which is Wizards and Wranglers. I got to play a little bit of the Zombosaurus Rex. It was a lot of fun, really cool, very easy. And he had these sample character sheets there. If I had had more time, I would have gone back, and I probably would have ended up buying the box set. But I have his contact information, so I may look. Well, so it was a really good foray into what he was trying to do. All right, back to Ravensburger. I mentioned that we had 3 games we couldn't show you because the tripod was on it. Now Gabriel has switched that out. We have Villainous Unstoppable, which is a board game version of the, I guess you would call it card game, Villainous. It's very interesting. I played this one time. I played this 4 times with just one other player, so there's 2 of us playing 4 times. We played all 4 bad guys. The game is fun. The game is very reminiscent to the regular Villainous, but it's easier. So I mean, it's a good way to introduce people to the mechanics, the general mechanics of the game. But we found the characters to not be very balanced. Maybe balanced in a future, but my brother played Hades all 4 times. And so I used, or I guess it would be 1, 2, 3. I guess we played 3 games. My brother played Hades 3 times. First time I played Scar and just ran him over. Scar was so easy. And Hades was kind of confused. I think Hades moved 1 by the time I had the 4 things done. He had done 1 piece of his puzzle. Then I played Maleficent. Maleficent is so hard that Hades had finished his game before I even really got started. I mean, to move your villain goals forward, you have to upgrade her board before you can do anything because the piece that you need isn't even. So it was crazy. Then I played Ursula, and Ursula also lost to Hades, but it was a little bit closer. She had all the money in the world, but just couldn't ever get to a spot where it was needed. Everything cost so much for her. So the numbers on some of the cards, like Scar had 5s to move. Nobody, and we didn't see a 5 on anybody else's ability. So he just was able to run the board and get his stuff. It was pretty quick. So I liked the game. I just think that there are some balancing issues. And even if they said, look, Scar's supposed to be easier, Maleficent's supposed to be harder, that'd be great, but they should have told us that in the rules. And they didn't. So that's my downside of that. I'm glad I got the game. When we went to Gen Con, I wasn't going to. But when me and Gabriel, or Little Spencer, when we left on last Wednesday, and we were driving up there, my wife gave me a little bit of extra money. And with that extra money, I bought stuff that I thought that she would enjoy. So that's why I bought Villainous Unstoppable. Then for myself, I bought the new Star Wars Villainous that I mentioned before. This has Admiral Thrawn and Count Dooku. So I now have all the pieces for Star Wars. I haven't played Star Wars yet. We'll do an unboxing for that later in our month probably. I think it's going to take us at least a month to unbox this stuff. And then I bought Treacherous Tales, which is the new piece of the regular Villainous. And this has Davy Jones, which the cool thing about Davy Jones is he's the first live-action villain that we've had in the Villainous series. And this, God, I can't say this thing.
Tamatoa? Yeah.
Tamatoa. He's the bad guy from, well, he's one of the bad guys from, we were talking about this on the way, Moana doesn't have a bad guy.
He is the biggest main bad guy.
But he's not he's only in the movie for like 5 minutes, but he's got his own song.
Yeah. Well, you can't count T'Ka because that's just wanting the heart. So you can't really do anything with that.
So, I mean, it was interesting because it prompted this conversation that we started having where we're like, there's no real bad guy in this movie. I mean,
I think that's predominantly it works, I think.
So, yeah, so I can understand why they picked Tamatoa, but first we were like, dude, why would they take such a minor villain? And then we were like, hold on. It's the major.
It's the villain.
Yeah, only he's not really. So, we haven't opened it up. We haven't seen how he plays.
More man to hear.
Yeah, but, I mean, we liked the idea. And I guess they're going to do more with him anyway, because at the end of Moana 2, spoilers, at the end of Moana 2, isn't he the post-credit scene where he's trying to team up with some other bad guys or something?
I didn't watch Moana 2, so I don't know.
Oh, never mind then. Okay, but you guys can check that for me. I don't know. Now,
I heard it was supposed to be a TV show and they made it into one movie, and I'm like, I'm gonna not watch it then.
I don't know. Okay, hopefully this is a first live session. We'll get better. I hope. I promise. We'll try. I don't know if anybody commented. I don't know how to tell if anybody commented. If you felt that you weren't heard, I'm sorry. I also learned that I've been doing comments wrong. So when you write to us, I'm posting replies and apparently I'm doing it wrong.
A way, like, there should be a way that, like, if you guys comment something, we should be able to see it.
Maybe nobody's watching.
It says
and that's
people
okay.
are watching. What?
Oh.
Up
Where does
here,
it say that?
So up here, there's the live, and then there's the timer, and then there's a little person, and there's 2. So it says there's 2 people watching, 2 likes.
Well, this is our first live. I appreciate both of you, whoever you may be. I'm glad you're here. I hope that you got something from this. Maybe a game that you're interested in that you can look forward to. We have a poll online right now, right?
Yeah, we currently have a poll up on what playthrough kind of thing you would like to see next. So we have 2 options of our world tournament, which is the Guardian Knights versus the Bard Troop.
I think so.
Or we have the other option is the starting to go through the deck building stuff. So we will have the first blue, like the base, like blue set Heroes Unite. Not Heroes Unite. The Justice League one. The base blue one. I don't know what it's called.
I think it was just called DC Deck Building because they didn't know they were going to continue. I could be wrong, but
so that poll will be open until we plan to film the video on the 15th. Friday the 15th.
Yes.
So that poll will be up and running, and we will take
until
votes
that Tuesday.
Tuesday the 12th, I believe.
Okay.
12th to 13th.
Yeah.
Whatever Tuesday that is. Whatever next Tuesday.
Yes.
Is when it will be open.
Oh, it's the 12th.
The 12th. That's okay.
Your mom and I's anniversary is the 11th.
Okay. We'll be open until, and then around 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock
is what we're shooting for. So please let us vote with your thing and give us a comment on that of what you would like to see.
For those of our viewers who are HeroScape fans, Hero Quest fans, I apologize. We had that like 5 months where we couldn't post. We don't know what was going on, but we could not talk to YouTube. YouTube wouldn't let us put anything up there. We lost some of our
Talisman
Talisman stuff.
playthrough we completely lost.
we
had to
lost a
decide
couple
to
of our
do this.
HeroScape videos, and we lost time. That tournament was supposed to be done by now.
Yeah.
So I apologize for that. But I mean, we were ready to move forward, and we got really excited about this DC deck building idea. If you want us to finish, we can do that, and then we can move into the deck building. Our idea was for the deck building, for those of you who like DC deck building through Cryptozoic, and I got to be honest with you, that is still my very favorite deck builder. I now have got reconnected with my Star Realms deck building. Star Realms was the second deck builder that I played. It was the first deck builder that I owned. The very first deck builder I played was the granddaddy of them all. I played Dominion, and I played the heck out of Dominion, and I liked it, and I liked it enough that I was like, okay, I'm going to try this myself. And I got Star Realms. It was pretty easy. It was at the time it was you buy one box and you're done. If you want to play with multiple people, you got to buy 2 boxes. Well, now that set that I bought is 2 boxes. Plus, I bought some booster cards, so that I've got some ability to make my deck a little bit different than other people's, and that more fun. I don't need to buy any more. I'm good. But then I got into Cryptozoic. DC is my number 1 top favorite comic books are all DC. I love DC. I've always felt their stories were better until the movies. Once the movies started, I am a Marvel Cinematic Universe fan, or at least early Marvel Cinematic Universe fan. The later stuff lately is, although I very much, unlike most people, I thought that
Captain America
Thunderbolts
and
was
Thunderbolts.
amazing.
I
I thought
really
Captain
good.
America was good. Thunderbolts was amazing. I think that they did a disservice by not promoting it as a mental health month movie. It came out during mental health month, and it was
I think
all
you
about
could.
mental
I
health. It was
think.
amazing.
I think you'd argue it's better. It's best since Endgame. I argued.
I think that is fair. Yep. I have not seen Fantastic Four, but that tells you something. I'm not excited to see Fantastic Four. I can wait until it comes out on DVD or streaming or whatever. I don't care if I see it in the theater. And I feel bad that I'm saying that about a Marvel movie because I've loved the Marvel movies. The only other one I never saw in theaters was Captain America:
The Winter Soldier.
The Winter Soldier. And I regretted that because that's probably my favorite Marvel movie. But I didn't know it was going to be good way back then because the first one was not one of my favorites.
It's
so
more.
I was
It's
like,
yeah.
So I was like, but it turned out to be that was a great movie. DC has been very hit or miss, mostly miss, with their movies.
Animation. I think they're peak.
Far above any live action movie or other animated movie involving superheroes. DC really nailed them and got them going right out of the park. But that's why I thank James Gunn after we watched Superman, because I feel like he's returned DC to greatness. That one movie was phenomenal. I mean, that was... I
Better
liked
than
Wonder
all of the
Woman, and
DCU?
I liked Wonder Woman, and I liked Aquaman, but I fell in love with
I liked Shazam. I enjoyed
DC.
Shazam as well.
The first one was a little strange on tone, but
Yeah.
I fell in love with DC again, and I appreciate it.
It wasn't a really good story, but I enjoyed Black Adam.
Oh,
I
God.
mean, it wasn't a great story, and
the less said about that, the better.
okay, the character doesn't work in the story, but I
did
enjoyed
like the other character. The fact was part of what the story was about was cool, but 2 of the JSA members were wasted.
it. I think
Anyway,
Dr. Fate wasn't used correctly.
to come back to deck building, DC deck building, and I told this to the guy who runs Cryptozoic. I was like, you know what? You weren't the first deck builder. You weren't even my first deck builder, but you're the last one I need. You are my favorite deck builder. I buy everything they put out. I have a copy of absolutely everything. I love Cryptozoic's engine, and the fact that it's one of my favorite IPs to begin with doesn't hurt. It's amazing, and I love that game. So we got really excited. We're like, we will play every base set, and then after every base set, we'll play every crossover, and then we'll play every crisis. We will show you how every single one of those sets works together.
Every single card.
I do have every single promo for that game as well. So when we play ours, at least one of the people playing will use a promo card that goes with the set that we're using, so that you guys can see, and we'll talk about what those promos are and how it works. I love that game. It is, if I could only buy one game for the rest of my life, I would sell everything else and keep that. And that's saying something, because HeroScape and HeroQuest and Talisman now are 3 amazing games. But if they said you can only have one game for the rest of your life, Cryptozoic would win right now. That's and I mean
Rotten Tomatoes.
I'm just a guy in his basement who does stuff for fun. So I know that might not mean much, but that's how much that game means to me, and I very much appreciate.
It is. It is one of my favorite games for sure. It's like, pretty much, I have to, sometimes I have to be in the mood for to play a certain game. It's
Right.
like I can always play deck builder whenever.
If it's that one.
If it's a DC, I can always play a DC deck building game.
I got to be honest with you. I played Dominion with my brother, and I was like, man, it's slogging because Dominion. This was the very first Dominion. He still has it. We played it, and it's funny because, like I said, Dominion was the granddad of all of them. So we're playing this, and we can see the bones, the structure that every other
Of
deck
what's to
building
come, yeah.
has copied or improved upon. And Dominion even improved upon, because Dominion came out with a ton of different expansions, but we were playing the base game. And I was like, it was really hard to get. I mean, we went through our cards really, really fast because there's tons of times when you couldn't do anything. So, but DC, I love that game, and it seems to get better. Different ideas change with every iteration. I have now played Asylum three times,
3 times now.
and I love that there are cards that you can buy right out of the gate for just 2 points in case your engine is slow going.
I've only played it twice, but you have played it 3 times, yeah.
So anyway, that is going to conclude our first real live stream. Thank you very much for those of you who joined in to watch live. For those of you who watch us later, thank you for at least checking us out and looking at it. I know this was long, but we had a lot of stuff that we did at Gen Con, and we needed to get it all out before we forgot about it. We're home, we're safe, we're tired, and it's gonna take some time to get everything cleaned up and put away, and hopefully we'll have a unboxing tomorrow. And next Tuesday, when you guys tell us what it is that you want us to do, we'll check in, we'll let you know who won, and then we'll set that video for next Friday. So like, subscribe, tell your friends, and then, until we see you again, may all your rolls be crits.